Good evening, my name is Sidek bin Abdullah, your HR manager. Today I will be presenting to you guys the pros and cons of shorter working hours per week. Well, who doesn't dream of working up fewer hours and having more days off a week? A 5-hour work week isn't feasible, but many companies are finding they can shorten hours and switch to working 4 days per week without hurting productivity. Let me list down the pros of having shorter work week. Number 1, it will reduce the company's costs. Even though the salary and benefit costs remain the same with a shorter work week, we can still save money by switching to only 4 days per week. With the office shutdown, 1 extra day, we cut some operating costs such as electricity and water consumption. It cuts down on office equipment being used and we can turn down the lights, only leaving on the essential light for security. The heating and cooling system can also be adjusted on the extra day off to reduce the operational costs. Number 2, it will reduce employee costs. A shorter work week is financial perk for the employees. 1 less day of commuting saves gas money and reduce vehicle maintenance costs. Others might save on public transportation costs, tolls, and parking fees. The employees may also reduce their cost for food, work clothing, and daycare. Helping employees improve their financial situation can reduce stress, which keeps us healthier, happier, and more productive. Number 3, eco-friendly. Reduced working hours also benefit the environment. 1 less day of commuting for all employees cuts down on carbon emission. If the office isn't open, we are using less energy on all the normal business activities. When being eco-friendly is one of the company values, shorter working hours can help us put that value into action. Number 4, greater work-life balance. Shifting to a 4 days week gives employees an extra day to spend with their families. It gives them time to schedule appointments for things like doctors, dentists, and car repairs that are otherwise difficult to fit into the week. Having the flexibility can improve work-life balance, which improves employee satisfaction. Number 5, happier employees. Since the standard 5-day week is expected, finding a job that has reduced hours and offers 3 days off per week is a nice surprise for employees. Improved work-life balance and more free time keep the employees happier. That happiness can improve job satisfaction and employees' loyalty. The employee might stay with the company longer, which improves employee retention and saves us money on hiring costs. Number 7, it will automatically increase productivity. By cutting down to only 4 days per week can increase productivity. Employees know they need to get the work done in 1 less day, so they get more done each day to compensate. They learn to prioritize tasks, cutting out the time wasters so they are more efficient. It can encourage employees to get creative with time-saving hacks to complete their work faster. Number 8, appealing to job applicants. The idea of having 3-day weekend every week and working fewer than 40 hours per week is an appealing prospect for job seekers. Operating on a shorter work week can become a selling point that improves recruiting. It can attract more applicants, which give us more options when we are hiring. Number 9, greater gender diversity. Working a traditional work week is often challenging for mothers. They are traditionally expected to work full-time and manage the home. Some moms don't want to spend 40+ hours per week away from their children. By offering a shorter work week, we give those moms a better option where they can spend more time with their kids and yet still at work. Shortening the work week has potential risks to consider before we make the switch. Understanding these drawbacks, let us address them before we change the schedule to reduce some of the effects. Number 1, it will change to paid time off. Reducing the hours for the employees' work can impact how we calculate paid time off. If employees accrue vacation time based on how much they work, that calculation will shift. The amount of hours an employee needs to take a day off might also change if we shorten the work days. Number 2, no saving on salary or benefits. The employee won't likely buy into the idea of shorter work week if we cut the pay and take away their benefits. The idea of a shorter work week counts on employees getting paid the same salary and receiving benefits, while also working fewer hours. This means that while we might save on same operating costs, we won't see any saving on salary or benefits costs. Number 3, the risk of not completing all work. Cutting down working hours could make it difficult for employees to finish all of their work. Once they fall behind, it can be difficult to catch up. This can ultimately hurt productivity and cost the company money, especially if we have to hire more people to handle the workload. Missing deadlines can cause issues with key stakeholders, including the clients, which can cause them to leave. Number 4, potentially longer hours. Some employees who don't get their work done during the shorter working hours might choose to work late to complete the project. Longer working hours can cause employees to burn out quickly, especially if they are not compensated for that time. If only some employees work extra hours, they might feel resentment towards co-workers who get to enjoy the shorter hours. Number 5, changes to schedule and procedures. Switching to a shorter work week can take a lot of time upfront. We need to shift deadlines and we might have to schedule things that we normally do. If we shut down on Fridays, for example, we will need to schedule the weekly Friday meeting that we normally have, or maybe we receive a shipment every Friday or have a product that leaves on that day. Number 6, not compatible with all industries. Some industries are not compatible with a 4-day week. Industries like logistics, security and healthcare typically need coverage every day. It is difficult to shorten the week in industries that have short lead times, require fast response to client, or have projects that pop up suddenly. Number 7, potential of having customer issues. Most consumers are used to business being open 5 days a week. We might find we have unhappy customers if everyone is out of the office one of those days. It might take them some time to get used to our shorter hours, and we might lose the customer. Number 8, we also have less time in our bonding time. When we have fewer hours a week to complete the same amount of work, something has to go. This means we might see fewer lunches with co-workers, team meetings, or casual interaction in the office that help us with the bonding. Well, the management has approved a trial of 1 month shorter working hours for all staff earlier this year. Should we switch to shorter working hours? We can start by considering whether or not our business can successfully operate only 4 days a week without impacting our essential business activities and customer service. As we are in the international media company, we must evaluate how well our employees could complete the workload in fewer hours and what changes we would need to make. Thank you so much. I hope the presentation covers the pros and cons of having a shorter work week. Thank you and see you again.